Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're going to wait another minute since it's just 6 o'clock. All right, it looks like we're waiting for a couple people to get their audio up. Today's been a difficult day for audio for some reason. I don't know why that is. All right. I'm Suri Deitch, and I'm Dean of the School of Professional Advancement. And I'm here with my colleague Sheila Gold, who is Executive Director of Recruitment and Admissions. And then behind the scenes, our colleague Ann Conlon, who just put a message in the chat box at the bottom of the screen, in case any of you are not Zoom pros at this point. We're really excited to have an opportunity to tell you about SOPA. That's what we call the School of Professional Advancement this evening. If you don't mind, if you could put your name and where you're calling in from in the chat box, that would be really great. So if you can go ahead and just put your name and whatever town or city or area you're hailing from. We'd love to see where you are. All right, welcome Roberto in New Orleans. Chicago, that's great. Winston-Salem, great. Lafayette, Lewisburg. Jennifer, you didn't put where you are. So we've got some folks in Louisiana, but, oh, thanks, got it, right. We've got Chicago, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. That's great. All right, for those who are just joining us, people have been putting their names and where they're calling in from into the chat box. So this is, well, thanks for telling us where you are. We're really excited to see you this evening and to have an opportunity to talk to you about SOPA. I'm going to start out talking about the school and our programs. We're not going to get into a lot of detail because we have program-specific webinars where we do talk about programs, academic programs in great detail. But I'm going to talk generally, and then I'm going to hand things over to Sheila, who's going to talk about our admissions process and tuition and important things like that. So, no, we're really excited to have you here this evening and have an opportunity to talk about SOPA, especially right now, because we know our programs are amazing. The student support we offer is tailored and individualized, and right now is a really good time to be thinking about going to graduate school with the state of the world. And we want all of you to be, as competitive as you can be in a difficult labor market. We want you to have credentials from a prestigious university like Tulane. And we're really glad that you're considering coming to our school. So Tulane is an unusual private research university because it started educating working adults very early in its history. And actually the genesis of the university itself was as the Medical College of Louisiana. And it was created to fight tropical disease, which is highly relevant at the moment. And one of the reasons why Tulane is doing a lot of important research. And our school goes back to the very beginnings of the university, and we're really proud of that history, and we're proud to be teaching and offering curriculum in the 21st century when we can have the history behind us, but also the tremendous technologies that we have today to teach and support working adults in particular. So when we talk about the School of Professional Advancement, or again, SOPA, as we call it, we talk about a number of different things. These days, we start with depth and online because we do a lot online. We're really good at it. I'll tell you a little bit more about our approach to teaching online, but it's one of the things that makes us stand out. And especially right now, at a time when everyone is teaching online in some fashion. I'll talk for a minute about our programs and our faculty. I'll also describe the student support we offer, advisement and career development. Like I said, Sheila's going to talk about our tuition, which is relatively affordable for the kind of education we offer, for the kind of university we are. And then, of course, the fact that it's all backed up by Tulane as the university that it is, and the name that speaks around the world. And that's a wonderful thing to have behind you as a professional. So the slide you're looking at right now just gives a little bit of a sense of the scale of what we do online. So, you know, thousands of hours of online coursework, hundreds of faculty who are trained to teach effectively online, prize-winning programs. That's one of the ways that the excellence of our degrees and certificates online is recognized. And on the next slide, we give a little bit of information about our approach to teaching online. So we combine what's called synchronous learning, which is just like what we're doing right now, with asynchronous, which means that you're learning on your own time. We meet once a month in our graduate level courses, which is what probably most of you are considering this evening. And the rest of the time, you're still interacting with faculty and with your peers. It might be through group projects. It might be through online discussion boards. And we build community with our online programs, even with students who are around the United States and even sometimes around the world. Let's see, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I wanted to say. I guess one more thing I'll add is that one of the many benefits of learning online, for those of you who haven't done it before, is that you have all these opportunities to take advantage of multimedia, video, live experts in your synchronous sessions, books, articles, newspapers, television, all the different kinds of sources that you can use. We also have videos that are developed especially for our programs, and sometimes even simulations that students use to do exercises or workout scenarios while they're in our courses and in our programs. In the next slide, we show just 4 of our faculty. We have a mix of full-time faculty who are completely devoted to working with students, most of whom come from industry, and adjunct faculty who are in industry and teach with us because they love to share their knowledge. So on the screen before you, you have, again, 4 of our faculty. The 2 on the right are professors of practice who are full-time faculty, Tyra Mitchell, who teaches in our kinesiology program, and Ralph Russo, who teaches and directs our information technology program. And then on the left, just an example of 2 of our amazing two of our 200 amazing adjunct faculty, Ashley Hand, who teaches in the Masters of Public Administration, and Derek Bose, who teaches in our Homeland Security and Emergency Management programs. In the next slide, we have a list of the master's degrees. Like I said at the beginning, we're not going to go into great detail about them this evening, but I will say that, you know, most of them are online. In a couple cases, the Master of Liberal Arts, and in particular, and the Master of Homeland Security, those programs have on-ground courses offered at our campuses in New Orleans, so Uptown New Orleans and our suburban campus in Elmwood. And you can take a mix of on-ground and online courses in those programs. We also offer graduate certificates in many different fields. And the key point about our graduate certificates, all of which are made up of 4 graduate courses, is that they give you depth of knowledge in a particular aspect of a field, like, for example, sports security or K-12 educational leadership, but they're also stackable into a master's degree so that you can take the 4 courses if you're really interested in deepening your knowledge in that one particular area, and then always have an opportunity to change your mind and decide that you want to go for an entire master's degree. The master's degrees are 11 or 12 courses, and again, the certificates are 4. One certificate that we're especially excited about, we just launched this fall, and it is called Cyber Technology Fundamentals. And it is the one exception to the 4 courses. It's actually 6 courses, and it is fundamentals of technology for people who don't have backgrounds in computer science or IT, but are working in the field or want to transition into the field. And it's a great certificate on its own. Again, it's 6 courses. It's also a good transition into our cybersecurity management master's degree and our information technology management master's degree. So that's our certificate programs. And then the last batch of programs that we'll just mention this evening is our post-baccalaureate certificates. So these are areas of study that are made up of undergraduate courses that together constitute a body of knowledge in a specific field. Post-baccalaureate means that you need to have earned a bachelor's degree before you study in these areas. And typically students are looking to transition into a new field or to become certified in a field in which they're already working, such as K-12 education. So again, those are our 3 areas of programs: master's degrees, graduate certificates that are stackable into master's degrees, and post-baccalaureate certificates. And like I said at the very beginning, we have program-specific webinars that you can find out about on our website as well, or we can follow up with you to make sure you know when they are if you want more detail about those programs. We also like to talk about how SOPA is an adult-friendly school. And one of the ways in which we demonstrate being adult-friendly is that we have many different opportunities for students at the graduate level to have advanced standing, which means that you can take fewer courses essentially to earn your master's degree. Sometimes those are partnerships with specific organizations, or for groups of people like those who are in the National Guard or the Marine Corps, or a partnership we just announced last week with the National League of Cities for people working in city government across the United States. But we also have a process called prior learning assessment, where our faculty can work with you to match your work and volunteer experience and maybe prior training with specific courses in our master's degrees, and then work with you to develop a portfolio that describes how your experience meets the learning objectives of specific courses. And you can actually use this portfolio development and assessment process to earn up to 6 credits or to get 2 courses toward a master's degree. I mentioned at the very beginning student support and success, and the fact that we have academic advisement and career advisement. This is something that we're especially proud of. Our academic advisors are experienced and work with a really diverse range of students. They are with you every step of the way, helping you to make sure that you're taking the right courses, helping you to make sure that you're making progress toward your degree and have a plan for earning your degree. And that if challenges come up along the way, which sometimes they do, they're able to figure out how to get you resources to address those challenges and keep you in school and on track academically. We also have a dedicated career advisor and individual advice, as well as seminars and events. Some of you might have been invited to the career panel that we had with 3 senior executives at Entergy, which is the energy provider here in the southeastern United States last week, which was a really great opportunity for our students and alumni. That's the kind of event that we offer. And then, of course, the fact that so many of our faculty are either currently working in the field or come from industry means that they bring their professional networks to SOPA and to students in SOPA, and that they become part of your professional network along with your peer students. And that can help you find jobs, that can help you make connections, and help you build networks that you'll have for the rest of your career. And the fact is, as well, as a Tulane alum, you have all the privileges of being a member of the Tulane community broadly, in terms of the events, in terms of the networks, and I think most of all in terms of the reputation. So with that, I'm going to hand things off to my colleague, Sheila Gold. And I'll just say, please go ahead and put questions into the chat box at the bottom, but we'll make sure to take a minute at the end in case anyone has additional questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Suri. So I just want to once again welcome everybody to the webinar. I always try to thank people for sharing their time at the end of what I'm sure has been a busy and long day. We always like to be respectful of the fact that you are choosing to be with us for minutes at early evening with us. So it's really exciting for me to share with you all about the admissions process at SOPA. We do our best to be very transparent and very straightforward with applicants, but there's a couple takeaways that I want you all to leave this evening with. And one of them is that we consider the application process the beginning of building relationships with our students. So I want you to hear that if you have any questions, not only this evening, to put them in the chat, but our contact information will be at the end of this webinar, and it's of course all over our website. please do not hesitate to reach out. We want students to reach out. We want to get to know you. We want to answer your questions, and we want this process to be enjoyable and also a way for us to get to you and you to get us. So Suri had mentioned earlier in the webinar that we are, especially for Tulane education, intentionally affordable. SOPA takes into account that our students are juggling lots of life expectations and responsibilities. You're working, you might have family responsibilities, and so we want you to be able to attain your degree in a way that's also financially manageable. Our tuition rate is $1,078 per credit hour, and I always like to share with students, I am very aware that applicants are savvy consumers and that you're probably looking at us as well as some other schools. Please keep in mind when comparing tuition rates and fees, we have very, very low fees. Our tuition rate, the $1,078, had a tiny fraction additional amount in fees on top of that. Some schools will publish a tuition rate, and then when you add the fees, it will almost double the price per credit hour. That is not the case with SOPA. So that's an important thing that I'd like to share with students. We also offer financial aid to our students, and we have a financial aid office at Tulane that's willing to work with you and walk you through the process, as well as folks within our office that can answer your questions. Most of our students apply for financial aid, and I'd like to also give kind of the strategy and the tip to applicants that when you start filling out your application for admission to SOPA, please also start the FAFSA form. It's the Federal Form for Financial Aid. That process can take several weeks, and so I would not wait until the last minute to start filling out your FAFSA form. Some of the types of aids that are available to our students are federal grants and loans. We are proudly a yellow ribbon school. And so for those of you who qualify as a veteran, please take care of, please look into that program. We have a 20% discount for active duty military veterans and retired public safety personnel, as well as the slide before this one that Suri was talking about, the credit for prior learning portfolio assessment. If you qualify and are offered those two classes, those are two classes that you do not have to take. So that is a savings of sorts. Not only will you not have to take two classes and you'll reach your degree a little faster, but it is savings as well. So it's a savings in time and money. We also offer for our students an early enrollment scholarship. So for those of you who know that you're interested in starting SOPA, go ahead and start your application, get it into us. We do read applications on a rolling basis. So as soon as you complete your application, we will evaluate it and get you a decision, an admission decision. If that's something that you're interested in, we can get you your decision, you can accept your offer, and if you register for classes early, we offer $500 scholarship. There is no other step that you need to take other than registering for your first semester of classes by the early date. So for those of you who are looking to start in January, which is our next start term or spring semester, you'll need to register by November 15th. For those of you who are looking ahead to summer start, if you register for classes by May 1st, you will receive the $500 scholarship. And then for those of you who are really big planners and then looking to start next fall, the June 1st registration date. So that is just money that we offer you for being sort of ahead of the game. And we hope that that will be an assistance to you all. Our application process is somewhat straightforward. We want it to be. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can apply on our website at the sopa.tulane.edu/apply. That is the bottom of the page. Once you get to the page, there'll be a big apply button at the top. You will click that and start the application process. You'll need to complete the application. Most of them include a written statement or an essay. There's also a $50 application fee. However, for attending this webinar, our thank you to you is that we waive that fee. That's an automatic process. You don't need to take another step. but I do tell webinar attendees, if for some reason you submit your application and you notice that the fee isn't waived, that's another great time for you to reach out to us. It takes 2 minutes to waive a fee, so please don't be shy. We'll also need you to upload an image of a valid government ID, either a driver's license or a passport will do. Take a picture of your phone and just upload it. And then we will need transcripts to be sent just from any institution that you have attended, that you've attended, where you receive college credit. Transcripts can be sent electronically or by U.S. Postal Service. So electronic is much faster though, so we encourage that process. All right, so our application deadlines for getting our applications in, for those of you who want to start in January 1st is our application deadline, although I encourage you once again to get it earlier, and also possibly, you know, if you register by the early registration, you'll get the scholarship. For those of you who are interested in summer, May 15th is our application deadline, and then for next fall, August 1st is our application deadline. Okay, so this screen has my contact information on it. I'm Sheila Gold. sgold@tulane.edu is a great way to reach me. We also have our contact information on our website. So if you forget this information, it's okay. You can find it on the website. But I think we have a minute or two. Sorry, have there been some questions in the chat?
No, there haven't. I will say we've had this very odd thing happening where more people are getting kicked off and then having to call back in than usual. And
Okay.
I don't know why that's happening. And yeah, I don't know why that's happening, but I apologize if it happened to you. I've seen it happen to a few people. But if you have questions for us, we are actually going to send you a recording of the webinar tomorrow, in case you want to listen to the whole thing over again. But probably it would be faster just to ask them now or email Sheila at the email address on the screen. Does anyone have a question for now? Great. So there's a question from Zori about scholarships and discounts for city employees. So actually, SOPA has a scholarship that's especially for New Orleans and Jefferson Parish suburban employees at the undergraduate level. And that's a long-standing scholarship program that we've had. It's not a scholarship that's available at the graduate level. I see a question from Robert. Is there a written recommendation requirement? There isn't. Sometimes people do send us recommendations from employers or previous faculty as part of their applications, and we're happy to take those, but they're not a requirement. Another thing that I'll say that's not a requirement is standardized test scores. So we don't require GRE scores for admission to our graduate programs because we think that your undergraduate academic record and your essay responses and your interview, if we request an interview with you, those are actually better indicators of how you'll do academically in our graduate programs. Any other questions that people have? All right, well, we're really happy that you were able to join us for a while this evening. We appreciate your time, as Sheila said, and we look forward to seeing your applications. We look forward to getting to know you, and hopefully we look forward to having you as students in the next several months. So thanks again for your time. We will be in touch, and we hope you have a good rest of your evening. Thank you.